Howdy folks, welcome back to Railroader. We've got the beast, old number 10 here, the logging Mikado. Mikado. Really gets some people wound up. Yeah, we got a beast. We're almost out of money now, unfortunately. $1,300 left. But we had 41 cars. That's right, 41 cars delivered to the interchange. Yeah. So we needed some big muscle. And then we got some coal cars that he brought back from the mine. We got more empties headed out there. I think it was 9 of those cars. 3, 5, no, 8. 8 of those cars went over here to the sawmill. Just got those spotted this morning. And I've got the G16 Mogul headed up to Connolly Branch to get some more logs. And then we're going to head out with the new Mikado. I know, it's Mikado. So we're going to get this train put together, and I intended to sell the caboose. And I didn't realize this track isn't considered an interchange track, so it didn't get sold. So I guess we'll just tack on the caboose as well. Why not? For the realisms, maybe. Anyway, I've got coupled onto this cut. We need to pull up and get a hold of this cut, and you can see these things are going all over the place. We've got one drop off in Ella, and then we got one for Bryson Lumber and Coal, and one for Standard Oil. We got a couple for the Appalachian Hardwoods, and then we got a bunch of empties for the Robinson Gap Coal Mine. And then I think everything else over here is Appalachia Junction. Yeah, this is for the Appalachia Junction milestone here. So that will open up the Appalachia branch. And there's actually an engine repair and everything down here at Appalachia. It's full service stop there at the end. So that's the plan for today. Get this gigantic train over the road. And we'll see if we can do her. With old number 10. I guess I should pull up. This does have 35,400 pounds of tractive effort. I like it because it'll do small curve radius. And it's still got a pretty high factor of adhesion at 4.0. 179,000 pounds empty weight. It is a beast. Nice small drivers for good power. So let's climb on board and get on out of here. It's opened up. Bonus points if you know what whistle that is. I picked a different whistle for it. They all start out with the same default. I'm sure that's not a correct whistle, but I like the sound of it, so there you go. That's the one we're using. She does seem to have pretty good power. It's 737 tons. Just no problem stepping right out with that. I'm really hoping we can make it up the grade west of Bryson. I didn't look at any numbers. We're just going to wing it. I have faith. I did top us off with coal and water, so we're all full up, ready to go. And let's see. Let me get this fuse cleared. I had that when I was getting it staged to get filled up. I kind of wanted to go diesel for our big power, but we just don't have the money. And I didn't want to go into debt, so we're going to try out the big logging engine. We'll see how that does for road freight. How quickly does the speed want to knock off? Pretty quick, actually. I did notice you do start with 4,000 gallons of diesel fuel when you build one of these, so that's handy. I would imagine diesel fuel is quite expensive. Alright, we need to throw you, and we need to throw you, right? Yep. Alright, we're going to come on back. Lock onto that last car. So we're already at 19 cars. Of course, that's counting the engine and the tender. So 17 cars behind our engine. I'm pretty sure it said 41. So in theory, this will be 33 cars when we're all put together. My calculations are correct. We took 8 over to the sawmill. Come on, give me a little speed left there, train. Just enough to couple would be great. Beautiful. Get a couple handbrakes on. Okay, those are released, and we have 33 cars, as anticipated. Only 1,400 tons, because a lot of these are empty. So I think we're going to be okay. We shall see. Famous last words, right? Now we just got to grab our caboose. Well, do we need the caboose? I keep going back and forth. I kind of like the caboose just for the realisms on the longer stuff, but at the same time, it doesn't really serve any purpose. It does make kind of a handy shoving platform. Now, a lot of people have just told me to get rid of it, but it's kind of iconic having the caboose on the end. I don't know. I'll think about it. I think I'll leave it here, this strip. I'll think about it. I might just move that over one track and sell it. Alright, I better go check. I think I need to throw the Y switch. Everything else should be pretty well set. And then we don't have to stop till we get over to Ella. Take a quick gander up through here. We are set for the bypass. Need to check on my passenger train. Alright, we'll go ahead and get that thrown. Passenger train is, yeah, it's waiting over at Appalachia, so we'll go check on it in a little bit. Woo! Not sure what that noise was. Something's making noise in the background. Go away, Windows. We're trying to play with trains here. Alright. The cylinder cock's closed up. We are stepping on out. The old headlight on bright. We can get some speed up. A lot of train back there. This is the longest train I've pulled on here. 35 cars. I'm sure some of you have done more. It's the biggest one I've pulled so far. Let's see. Oh, that's the reverser. Done about 60 till we get some speed up. Got a whistle board here somewhere. That's it right there. It is open. It just looks like it's partially open. Coming through. We're still at 100% throttle. Oops, 20. It's a little fiddly sometimes moving the reverser. Alright, 25-ish is good for now. So we get through this switch up here. He's looking good. Need some thumbnail material. Alright, we're going to roll on up and we'll do some switching at Ella. Here we are at Ella, and I believe we got one car to cut off here. Yeah, we just got one for the house track. So we're going to set that over. Let's find the handbrake on the car here. And I wish this was a little easier to manipulate. There we go. Pull the pin. We'll hop on board here. Oh wait, did I forgot to throw the switch. Run! Having too much fun running the trains. So we might just set this out. Let me see if there's any return traffic for this area. Let's see, we got... Yeah, that's all just stuff on my train, it looks like. Yeah, those two are just sitting there. Alright, that'll do. It's quite the engine to be spotting cars, but I guess we can get her done. Eventually I might have just, you know, the road freight that comes through and then local switchers. Alright, let's hop back to cab here. I wish I'd show you the percentage on your reverser. We've got the numbers on everything else. But we can just eyeball it, I suppose. Should auto switch. Oh, just shy. Just shy. Blast the throttle there. She's got the power, that's for sure. Whee! Alright, you've seen me do this a bunch of times, so I don't want this video to be an hour and a half long. So I'm going to cut this out, and we'll bring you back in when we're getting ready to hit the grade west of Bryson. See you in a bit. Alright, I'm back. It's been a little while for me. Just a quick transition for you. But I've got the Bryson area switching done, and just topping off with coal and water before we head out. I'm kind of curious how much we use going out and back. So I thought I'd just top off while we're here in Bryson. And we'll see how we do. Go ahead and get the spout down. 85 hours in the game, and I still sometimes get these confused. It's close enough. There we go. Pretty well lined up. So yeah, this thing is a beast. Also got the passenger train over here. It's getting loaded up. It's not quite full, so just letting it hang out there while it fills up. We didn't have too many people coming in from Appalachia and Hemingway. Most of the traffic is between Bryson and Whittier. So I've been running at least a couple times a day with 3 cars. Might be getting a 4th car at some point. We'll see how it goes. We're pretty cash poor right now. So. Need to make some moolah. Really hoping the Mikado can get this train out there. We'll see what the final weight is now that we've got, I think 3. Yeah, we had 3 cars. So we had this coal car I spotted. No, 4. We had this coal car and then 1 for Standard Oil and 2 for Appalachian Hardwood. So. See what our final weight is here in just a bit. Here we go, full of water. So 7 tons of coal, 5,500 gallons of water. I haven't been doing a very good job of running the angle cocks and everything. Alright, so now we need to come out of here, and then we need to jump over 1 track. Let's do that. And we'll just clean these up as we came through. So it was a nice little switching puzzle pulling those 4 cars off. Because this was a trailing point. And the others were facing point drop-offs. Make sure I don't run into the train back there. So what I ended up doing was I pulled in here. I left the 3 cars right here and then pulled the coal one on ahead and backed it in and then ran around here. So those 3 cars fit like right in here. Ran back around, hooked onto those, and then pushed them on out to the industries out that way. There's a lot of track here, and it kind of makes sense for what needs to get done because, you know, this is how it was. I believe it's pretty close. Maybe not 100% accurate, but pretty close to the track arrangement on the actual railroad. And I slammed into that a little bit hard, didn't I? Oops. Should have been paying more attention. Instead of yapping. How are we doing on passengers? Are we full up? Oh, we're full up. Let's get on out of here. So we'll get rid of you, and we'll get you switched. And I'm pretty sure I left a flare over here, but let's just go double check real quick. Ah, the silly camera. Nope, I didn't. All right. That's why we check. Here we go. Passenger run is off. Get you hooked up. Get you taken off. Let the train fill with air. And we're going to be ready to tackle the grade. Let's make sure we're all lined up to get on out of here. We're taking a slightly different switch out of here, so we'll go ahead and switch that. It's a nice place to grab some water on the way out, but I thought I'd top off the coal as well. You are switched, and then get you lined up for the main. And then that should be it. We should be good to go all the way over to Appalachia. Just go ahead and set that switch up so I don't have to do it on the fly. So we'll see if this will fit. I have a plan. So we'll pull in here. We can leave the Appalachia Junction cars right here on this spur. Takes the empties on up to the coal mine. That's my plan. We'll see if they fit on there. I think they will. So we can use this track to run back around since the passenger train isn't over here. I think we're going to be fine. But we have 1,192 tons, 30 cars. Can we make it over the grade? One way to find out. Heard that slack action pull in. That was nice. I don't know if that came through on the video. All right, we're moving. Let's give her the beans. I think the limit is 25 in the yard, maybe? And then it's... must be 35 until we get to these 30s. We'll see how we get along. I'm going to put some cuts in here. We'll see over by the bridge as we hit the grade. Okay, we're heading up this grade here to the bridge and getting right around the corner, and we'll see how we do. Trying to get up to speed. We're at 40% reverser. Full reg. Amazing how long 30 cars looks when you're used to like 8 or 10. Okay, we're hitting the grade. Lots of stuff going on up front there. I think pretty much the whole train is starting to hit the grade now. So far, so good. Starting to slow down a little bit. I think we'll just leave it alone until we definitely need to make a change here. Yeah, we're definitely on the whole grade now. Think we're going to be okay? We're not done yet, though. It's a little bit of a slog up through here. Ooh, yeah. Is this the really steep part? Yeah, that's the 1.7. Oh boy. Then we got a curve too, just to throw into the mix. I haven't done any testing like on the reverser to see what the torque versus speed curve looks like. It's actually really hard to adjust. I wish it wasn't so fiddly. Alright, the passenger train's made it over to Ella. Yeah, we're still doing alright. Great evens out here. So we're pulling her through the curve. This should get a little easier. What's cool about the Appalachia Junction, I think this is 3 phases. First of 3 phases. There's a tunnel over there, so once we have that open, we'll have our first tunnel to go through. That's kind of neat. I think there's a copper mine over at Appalachia, if I remember right. Yeah, the Appalachia Copper Company. So we'll eventually be hauling some copper ore. We got 18 cars going to Appalachia Junction. There we go, we're getting some money from the passengers. I think that's the toughest part of the grade. So I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and I'll see you over at Appalachia Junction. Alrighty, here's Appalachia Junction. We have arrived. It's a little bit of a slog, but not too bad. We got down to around 15 miles an hour at some point. But we made it. Should be all lined up there. And then if we look, the back half of the train here is the Appalachia Junction. So the start of the flat cars, it looks like. You want to stop. The Doppler effect with the camera movement is always fun. I think we're clear of the main back here. Yeah, we're clear of the main. That will work. So these are all for the site, which is right there. So when we get done with the coal mine, we'll have to come back through here, and then we'll push those forward is the plan. And, well, we'll have to pull it back out a little bit, but that's okay. We have to be able to get around the I'm nodding my head like you can see my head. I have to get back around the back of the train, So right here is where we need to cut. So let's drop a handbrake. And close that off. Pull the pin. Then we'll take these on up to the coal mine and we'll see how that goes. 374 tons should be no problem. No problem for the mighty Mikado. I kind of prefer Mikado. It's got a nice ring to it. Okay, so speed limit is 15 up here, so I don't want to get going too fast. Let's double check. These are all, yeah, all Robinson Gap. And then we've got a bunch of full cars up there to bring back down. So we'll be backing those back down. I want to turn on the Y. So I might want to leave them down here. Yeah, leave the coal cars down here so I can reverse the engine on the Y. Well, I don't. There may not be enough room though. Time I push the cars in. I wasn't paying any attention to my speed. So we're making lots of squealy noises. That's okay. We've got plenty of power here with the old Mikado. About 40%. That'll work. Yeah, I won't be able to turn on the Y. Unfortunately. So I may end up pulling backwards. Oh, we're gonna have to get serious about it. Might have to pull backwards to Bryson. The other option is to move the cars over here and then use the Y. So we come back down, pull the cars out over here. Yeah, we can do that. We'll have to do a little more switching, but we can get the engine turned around. And we can leave the coal cars here, like clear of the main. Even though I'm the only train out here. Oops. Slow down a little bit. I get to yapping and then I forget what I'm doing. And I forgot I was supposed to pull in here. That'd been the smart thing to do. Forgot to do that last time. Oh well. We're here. They're getting fairly low on mining supplies, so they might actually run out today. I left my cylinder cocks open, didn't I? What a noob. Alright, let's tie on a couple handbrakes. Speaking of handbrakes, I did an experiment. I put all the handbrakes on the empties up here that we dropped off last video. I put all the handbrakes on except for the last car. When they spawned in over here, it sets the handbrakes automatically. So the first 3 cars, it sets 3 cars worth of handbrakes, and then the rest are off. So it does handle the handbrakes for you. At least it did for me. That's not the throttle there, dummy. So we need to run around these cars and get them pushed up there into the track. Just like we did last time. I bet they're going to run out of those at the end of the day, and I won't quite have enough time to get back over here. Oh well. Come on, number 10. I thought about renumbering this, but I just left it as 10. That's what it named it, so. Maybe our bigger locos will use bigger numbers. Makes sense, right? Give her a little kick in the pants there. we were feeling really adventurous, we could just ride the coal cars down. Try to regulate the speed with handbrakes. That might be kind of fun. I don't know how successful it'd be, but it would be fun. All right, you are lined up, and you are not lined up. There we go. I don't know what that track's for. Maybe the caboose. You could push the caboose up in there, and then as you came past, you could roll the caboose back down onto the track. Maybe? Somebody will know. Or maybe like the coal mine has its own little switcher and that's where it lives. Yeah, that is a steep gradient. Thought it looked like a gradient. What are we doing? We're pulling forward onto those cars. Ease on in there. That'll do. And knock off the handbrakes. There we go. Still getting used to the controls. Look at that. Starts moving at like half throttle. This thing is a beast compared to the starter locomotives. I thought we did pretty well with the starter locomotives. We got a long ways. Just got to the point where it just was impossible to do it unless you wanted to break the train up into little bitty pieces and bring it over. It's a possibility. Alright, you were lined up, Let's just go ahead and push her right on into that track. That works for me. That's a lot of smoke. And that'll do. Couple of the old handbrakes. We just got paid a whole bunch of money. All right, let's try to get this camera to cooperate. Move you. There we go. Hold the pin. Roll backwards. A comment asking about like the bleeding the brakes and stuff. Train brakes, if you're not familiar, they work very different from like truck or, you know, big bus brakes, that kind of thing. So highly recommend looking that up. There's a good Wikipedia article about it, or there's several videos also that explain how they work. They're fairly complicated. But yeah, if you bleed the brakes with no air in the car, you can't have the brakes on. That's why there's a handbrake. If you want to be able to push the car freely without hooking air up to it, you can bleed all the air out of it, and then there's no brakes. So I want to be on the downhill side of this so we can get around it, right? There, let's contemplate. So if we bring him down, we could leave him here like I originally discussed, and then move that around. Because I will want to turn the engine on the Y. Yeah, I don't think there's enough room to stick them on the front of that. So yeah, okay, we'll stick with the original plan. Wrong direction there, Chief. A lot of coal. I'm interested to see how many tons this is. We're 134 tons just on our own. Chunk. Alright, let's get independent on, and we got all kinds of hoses we need to hook up here. That was weird. It showed those as disconnected. Oh no, that's the angle cock. Right. Derp. The angle cock wasn't set right. So I guess it doesn't always set the angle cock sign. Oops. Interesting. So like it spawned these cars here. I didn't put them here. It's nice too that there's variation in the load. They're not all the exact same texture. Nice detail. So yeah, that was interesting. Okay, I'll knock that handbrake off. All the handbrakes are off. And it looks like the independent will hold it, so that's cool. All right, let's ease off down the mountain. Do we have switches set? We need to throw you. I don't think we're going to need any throttle, but we'll put the reverser in location. We're going to mainly need brakes. Because this is steep here. It's like 1.5%. A very steep coal yard. Oh, here, let me do it this way. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. So what if I set one of these handbrakes? Is that going to be too much? They seem really strong. Nope, that's not going to stop us, so that's good. It'll just kind of help regulate the speed. So if you didn't know, 0 on the number keys across the top of the keyboard, 0 goes to the head of your train, 9 goes to the back of your train, and then you can do Shift 0 and 9 to go back and forth, focusing on cars, just in case you didn't know. It's handy. Alright, so that's about the right speed. We're starting to kind of slow down, so let's go ahead and release. Use the handbrakes to help regulate the speed. A lot of protesting wheels. But here, yeah, 855 tons. So that's a good, like, 700 and some tons worth of coal. Yeah, almost 50 tons each. Just in coal, not counting the car weight. Alright, where did my handbrake go? Let's go ahead and get that back on. Wow, that's not slowing down. Okay, let's go ahead and get a 10, 12 pounds on. Okay, more braking force. And as the speed comes down, we'll go ahead and release these handbrakes. Squeal. I'll get her slowed down pretty good. So I think we'll follow the practice of there could be trains coming through here, so I want to leave them clear of the main. So we'll just leave them up here. And set 3 handbrakes. And I can't reach the... Fine, I'm going to go first person. Third person camera sometimes is a giant pain in the butt. I put in a suggestion on the Discord about changing that. I don't know if they'll pay any attention to it, but it's just too hard to use. Everything else in the game is like super awesome and makes your life easy. So I'd like to see the third person camera do that as well. It's fine when you're focused on an object, but when you're free camming, it wants to rotate around some invisible point out in the distance, which you can't see, and it's just like I want to get up in here and look at stuff, and it's hard. Anywho. Okay, so we need to go back through the station. So I'm going to throw that switch. We need to come all the way back over here. Get up to about 30-ish. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. There it is. A little bit of a haul. And then we'll have to snag these cars, back up a bit, and get them shoved in. Or if they'll fit, maybe, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn the engine. So we'll do that. I think they'll fit here, and then we can get them out of the way so we can use the Y. We're going way too fast. That's a big, heavy engine. It doesn't stop on a dime. Okay, come here, camera. It's you down here. Oh, I mistimed it. There we go. We'll get the hose open on the back end, so let's go fix that first. We're closed and release that handbrake. Now we can get some air in the train. Here we go, start releasing, beautiful. And then these are all Appalachia Junction site. So hopefully that fits. It's pretty long, I guess. So I could just stick those on there and be done, but then we'd be running backwards all the way to Bryson. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the engine. It's a little more switch work, but I think we'll be better off in the long run. Yeah, we'll keep her about 15 miles an hour. Should be plenty. It's like I would love to just spin the camera around, but we have to do that. Less than ideal. Could have stopped a little sooner. So there's 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and a comment telling me how more efficiently I could have done the switching. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I'm not a professional railroader. Might have been less work switching the engine before we even got in there. Who knows? This will work, though. I have a plan. Like Dutch from Red Dead Redemption 2, I've got a plan. So we'll stick this here, and then we'll use the Y to reverse the engine, and then we'll stick it back in there, and we'll be ready to head out. Okay, let's go line up for the Y. Should be able to, yeah, we should be able to come through here because that's where we came through before. What's the speed limit? Is there a speed limit on the Y? Doesn't really say. So we'll assume like 25 is fine. I'm really liking this engine. This will be a mainstay at the Fedora Railroad for a while. Probably going to come back through that. Working the coal mine, so I'll go ahead and leave it in the reverse position. Got a bit of a hard stop there at the end, so probably want to start slowing down. Oh, I should switch this. It will auto switch, but we'll go ahead and switch it. Alrighty. Phase 1 is nearly complete. Well, nearly staged to be complete. Stage 1 is staged. What day are we on? Day 10. I know this is a lot of switching, but I mean, that's what it's all about, running your railroad. So far, most of you seem to be enjoying the videos. Appreciate all the comments, the likes, the views. All right, forward we go again. Like deja vu all over. Pretty flat. I guess there's a little bit of a grade back there. Not too bad. Wait, is that right? Was it really 18 cars? Oh, it was. Yeah, wow. I think Bryson had like 13 cars maybe? For the big one? I really need to get my passenger train going too. He's setting over at Ella. Pull on some brakes. That should work. Hop over here real quick. Busy guy. Everybody's wanting to go back the other way, it looks like. We're half full. We'll go ahead and send it. I don't think he's going to see that fusey. And let's just make sure, I did come out of here with the freight. Let's make sure we're lined up to get back in there with the passenger train. We're not, so that's why I came over and checked. Whee! You were signaled, and there's a fusey. Beautiful. How are we looking here? Perfect. All right, 18 cars coming back at you. Get up to about 15. I don't want to be going too quickly. A little closer. Okay, so basically just past the Y. Oh boy, are these all going to fit? We get 18 cars in there? Maybe. We're about to find out. Yeah, we probably can. Yeah, no problem. Beauty. Where are you, camera? All right, let's do this. A little bit of a grade there. Tie some handbrakes on real quick. Okay, they are delivered. Their way bills have changed. Good deal. I just need to grab my coal cars. And we'll get out of here. Coming in hot. Want to see if I can do this from the cab. Got a decent view up the hill here. That'll work. Crunch. Centered up. It's got a nice cab. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. Separate lights even. Very nice. Okay, let's lace up the hoses. You two get my FFU sorted out. Knock off some handbrakes. Get some passenger fare. There we go. 851 tons. Ready to head on back down the line. Missed the step. Alrighty, we're settled in. I think it's time to get on out of here. Thanks as always for watching, folks. I will catch you in the next one. That's not the right brake. There we go. Professional engineer.